At the old haunted house. That's just the... Okay, let's see this. At the old haunted house, in a room with no sun, lived a warty green witch and her wee witchy one. Spell, cried the witch. Poof, cried the one. And they both, I can't see it, they both practiced spells in the room with no sun. At the old haunted house, where the cold draft blew, lived a big ma monster and her wee monster too. Stir, called the ma, we stir, cried the two. And they whirred and they stirred, while the cold draft blew. By the old haunted house in the dead hollow tree lived a scrawny black cat and her wee kittens three. Scratch, cried the mother. Meow, cried the three. And they scratched and they growled in the dead hollow tree. At the old haunted house with the squeaky old floor lived a green paw goblin and his wee goblin four. Dust, called the paw. We dust, said the four, and they spread lots of dust on the squeaky old floor. At the old haunted house where the scary things lived a ma werewolf and her wee woofy. Let me try that again. At the old haunted house where scary things jive lived a mama werewolf and her wee woofies five. Howl, cried the ma. Arr, wailed the five. And they yowled and they howled where the scary things jive. In the old haunted house in a vault made of bricks lived a papa vampire and his wee vamp six. Show things, Papa cried. Hiss, went the six. And they snarled and they shrieked in the vault made of bricks. They're hanging upside down. That's funny. Hiss. At the old haunted house teaching a lesson was a hairy ma bat and her bitty bats seven. Dip dive, cried the mom. Flip flap went the seven. And they dipped and they dove in their dip diving lesson.
Is that the mom?
I think that's the mom. By the old haunted house near a spooky graveyard gate lived spooky dad ghost and his wee ghosties eight. Haunt, cried the dad. Boo, cried the eight. And they booed and they floated through the graveyard gate. Which ghost is your favorite? Which ghost is your favorite? You point. Point to yours, Erin. Who's your favorite? I like her too.
She's super cute. I like her both.
Yeah, I like the little girl ghost. I like the papa ghost. At the old haunted house half covered with vines lived a mummy mommy and her wee mummies nine. Mix, called the mommy. We mix, called the nine. And they stirred and they mixed in their house with the vines. At the old haunted house in the dusty old den lived a fat ma spider and her wee spiders 10. Spin, called the ma. Weave ho, said the 10, and they spun sticky webs in the dusty old den. At the old haunted house, the front door creaked. Trick or treat, yelled the children. The ghost shrieked, eek! Come in, called the mummy. The monsters made stew. The mummies made cake. The witches zapped brew. Check out that party.
I want to be there. And my favorite one would probably be those.
The cookies.
If they're chocolate chip of peanut butter.
I would try that witch's brew. The creatures all grinned. They struck up the band.
What was that?
And the spiders all swung on their sticky web strands.
We're trying to lay down.
That looks like a fun party. The ghosties floated as the music played. Black
There's the one
cats.
I like.
You're interrupting. The ghosties floated as the music played. Black cats scratched and werewolves bayed. What does bayed mean?
How?
Bayed. It says black cats scratched and the werewolves bayed.
I don't know.
Well, what do werewolves do?
Howl.
So what do you think it means?
Howl.
Yep. It's another word for owl. The vampire band plays music all night, and they all had fun at the Halloween fright. Which words rhyme?
Frightened. Fright.
Night and
Fright.
good job.